The majority of WFP's operations are implemented in conflict-affected settings. But how should we adapt our approach during fighting or transitions towards peace? And what is WFP's role in peacebuilding? WFP's potential role in peacebuilding is based on two insights. The first is that conflict is a leading cause of hunger. That means if WFP wants to end hunger, the organization has a stake in seeing resolutions of conflicts. The second is that, to a much lesser extent, hunger may contribute to tensions. Therefore, through its food assistance, WFP has a potential role to play in contributing to successful transitions to peace. To adapt our programs for peacebuilding, there are three things WFP needs to do better: risk analysis, conflict-sensitive programming, and partnerships. WFP needs to understand the context if it's going to develop appropriate programs for conflict-affected settings. Our food security and nutrition-related risk analysis has to examine how the conflict causes hunger and how assistance could alleviate and, at a minimum, not exacerbate tensions. Our programmatic approach needs to be tailored to the context. In situations of active conflict, WFP wants to avoid doing harm. For instance, it does not want to create tensions by giving assistance to one group and not another, without a clear rationale based on need alone. Similarly, WFP should try to avoid hiring staff from only one side in a conflict, since the organization could be perceived as favoring that group. In situations of greater stability, WFP can foster local-level reconciliation and normalcy. By incorporating a deliberate focus on these issues in the design of its programs. For instance, school feeding can be combined with food for training for teachers in order to incorporate lessons focused on peace into the curriculum for children. Alternatively, projects can bring together different communities to create mutually beneficial assets. The process will allow the communities to work together, socialize, and better understand each other. Once a national peace plan is agreed, WFP can contribute to the broader transition towards peace. For instance, it can support the development of hunger-smart national social protection systems that provide support to the most vulnerable in an equitable manner. As another example, food assistance can be provided as part of disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration activities. Working on peacebuilding also means that WFP will need new partners with expertise in conflict prevention and mitigation, and will need to work with existing partners in new ways, from the community to the global level. But as we engage in peacebuilding, it is important to define the boundaries for WFP's involvement. For instance, peacebuilding should never be our overriding objective. Alleviating hunger is WFP's entry point. WFP should not proactively support national-level peace processes without consultation with the UN country team. And often, WFP will have to manage the tension between humanitarian and development principles that exist in many countries emerging from conflict. If we follow these broad directions, while respecting the boundaries, WFP should be well placed to address hunger and make a small but meaningful contribution to wider efforts to transition towards peace.